So we want to be respectful of everybody's time, as this webinar is only going to last until 7 p.m. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you do have to jump off at any point, it is being recorded and the replay will be sent out to everybody that registered. So I want to take a moment before we jump right into it to thank Lashanda for being here. How are you today, Lashanda?
Hi everyone, I am doing well. I want to thank Dani for creating this platform for us childcare providers so that way we can connect and share information with other providers as well. So thank you so much.
Yes, I love collaboration, and there's so much that we each have like expertises in and experience with that we can share with one another. So that's what these webinar Wednesdays are all about. For everybody that does not know Lashanda joined the childcare industry as a childcare provider in 2009 at 19 years old, and she had a passion and desire much bigger than herself. She wanted to teach children in a fun and unique way. Lashanda is the proud owner of Marcy Precious Little Ones Daycare, where they help educate scholars. And Lashanda, your program's in New York, right? Your group family program in New York?
Yes, that's correct. We're in Queens, New York.
Yeah, so I connect with that because that's how I started as well. I started when I was 20 as a group family daycare in Queens specifically. So that's what stood out to me about Lashanda, knowing that I could relate to her, and I love what she's doing. So without further ado, Lashanda, you can take it away and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So be sure to put your questions, everybody that's listening, there's a Q&A box here on this Zoom. Open that, type in the questions that you have as we go along, and Lashanda will read them at the end, all right? Okay, Lashanda, whenever you're ready.
All right. Hi guys, my name is Lashanda. Like Dani said, I'm also known as the Daycare Diva, and today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite topics in the childcare industry, which is marketing. For those of you that follow me, maybe via Instagram or Facebook, you will see that I do a ton of marketing and branding. So without further ado, I did create a power slide, a quick one for you guys, just to give you guys some information. So that way when I'm talking, if you want to take any notes or if you want to reference the PowerPoint, you can. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys so that way you can see, and I'm just going to talk you through it. All right, so we have marketing made easy with parent engagement. So I know a lot of times when we think about marketing, especially in the childcare world, sometimes it may be overwhelming to providers because we have so many things to do on our plate. Whether you are a home provider or you are a center provider, there are so many things we have to worry about. We have to worry about the children's safety, communicating with our parents, the city, the food program, you name it. There are a ton of things we have to do. So sometimes when we think about marketing, especially marketing your program, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. But I want to share with you how we can make it fun and how you can also boost your parent participation. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So like Dani said, my name is Lashanda and I started in the childcare world at 19. I wanted to be a teacher. I had no idea about childcare providers. I did not know what daycare providers were. I knew of daycares because my mom always said when she retired, she wanted to open a daycare, but I didn't really have a full understanding of what it meant. So on here, you will see a few pictures. So when I first started, we used to wear scrubs. So I am from the era of providers where we used to wear scrubs. As I continue to progress, I continue to develop and brand a uniform for the staff. And I currently still do own a group family childcare program. So what is marketing? That is the big question that I get asked a lot. And marketing basically refers to activities a company undertakes to promote the buying or selling a product, service, or good. So what does that mean to childcare providers, and how can we market in the pandemic? So when the pandemic hit, I, just like a lot of you providers, had to pivot. I had to go to the next level. I had to figure out what, number one, what was I going to do with my childcare program? Was I going to close down? Did I get nervous? I mean, this was something that I don't think any of us was prepared for. Any of us knew that would happen. I know I was like, what to do. But one thing I like about being a childcare provider and being an entrepreneur is that entrepreneur childcare provider spirit, where we pivot to the next level. So I did close my program down for about 2 weeks, just so that I can figure out what my game plan was going to be. How can I better serve my families, the children in my program, and keep myself and also my staff safe? So one thing I'm very known for in my daycare program is hosting events. So events was something that we use to help boost our parent participation. So for example, we would host field trips, and on the field trips, we would have volunteers, parents would come, grandparents would come, aunts, nieces, godparents, you name it, everyone would come. When the pandemic hit, I thought, well, how will I keep my parent engagement during a pandemic? So I knew that I could use field trips to help with boosting my parent participation and using theme days. But since COVID hit, I wasn't comfortable, and the world was not open enough for us to take field trips. So I decided to bring the field trips to my program. I decided to go virtual. So I know everyone has heard virtual, 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 virtual since the pandemic's hit, with the after schoolers or just with children in your program or your own children. So what does that mean? Well, normally we would take a trip to the fire station. Now, this is something that the children looked forward to, and myself as well, because it was a great learning opportunity and the kids had a great time. The parents used to love to participate. So what I did was create a fire station in my daycare program. So that way, one, we didn't have to leave. We were completely safe to, my knowledge and my understanding. And two, my parents were still able to quote unquote attend with us, but they were doing it virtually. So they followed along with us via social media, so either Instagram or Facebook, and it was like they was participating in the fire trip that we had. So we had a fire week, and the children dressed up as firefighters, and we also had fire vests for the children to wear. So that way they were able to still get that firehouse experience without having to go to the fire station. So the parents were really, really excited that the children were able to still participate in the activity, but just in a different way. So each child was able to get a certificate for participating. These are some certificates I made myself. And, what I did to market it was I created a flyer. I created multiple flyers. I posted them via social media, Facebook, Instagram. I shared it on the website. And when I market my childcare program, I don't typically market an open space. So let's say, for example, if your preschool room has 2 open slots that you want to fill. Sometimes we create flyers and we say we have 2 openings, or we may post the ad saying that we have 2 openings. When I market my program, I market fun. I market the activities and theme days that we are doing. So I marketed to parents if they were interested in sending their scholar, they can join my waiting list because right now I'm at capacity, I am full. But if they wanted their scholar to join my program, they can sign up on my waiting list, or they can also enroll virtually. So I did create a virtual program as well. So as you can see in some of these pictures and these videos, I literally created the fire station in my daycare program. So I got some fire trucks, and I really got my parents involved by asking each parent to create burning buildings. And my parents did an amazing job. You can see here in some of the videos that I'm about to play, this is some of the burning buildings that my parents created. So they were so happy that they were able to still participate in our quote unquote virtual field trips. And this is just one of the many theme days and events that I hosted to keep my parents excited, to keep some normalcy to my program, because these are things that we did before the pandemic. And I didn't want to take that away from the children. I still wanted to give them the experience, but I just decided to do it in a different way. And it actually turned out really, really great. The kids, they learned their lessons and they had fun. And the parents were so excited. They were sharing pictures and videos of what their scholar was doing in the daycare. So they wasn't cheat out of the experience. Again, here is some more activities that we did during the fire week. So it was 1 week where I created the fire room. So what I did was I used a room. So if you have any extra room or any little space you can think of that you can create in your daycare program, you can use that to host your virtual events. So we don't want to take away the trips or the fun that we had. I really just wanted to think outside of the box. How can I still market to new families that I want to reach and keep my parents happy and involved in my program, even during the pandemic? So these are just some activities that the children did while in the daycare program. All right, so how do you market your childcare program in the midst of a pandemic while keeping your scholars safe? So I know a trip that a lot of daycare providers go on is pumpkin picking into the farm. That is a big trip that we do every year. We do it annually. We'll do apple picking, we'll do pumpkin picking, and I really had to think outside of the box with this one because, again, I didn't want to strip the children of the experience, and I wanted to keep my parents happy and involved. I also wanted to market to future parents so that they can see what their child will be participating in when they enroll in my program. So COVID or no COVID, we went to the farm. We just went to the farm in the daycare. So normally when we go to the farm, we would eat our lunch, or if we went in the morning time, we would have a breakfast meal there. So we just decided to do it in the daycare, and it was absolutely a lot of fun. The children learned about animals. This is some of them there. Now, I had to go and find different animals, because I wanted to recreate the farm. So if you can see back here, there is some sheep, there are some pigs, there's even a pony, because the children loved going on the pony when we went to the farm. So I was like, we're gonna get a pony, virtual or no virtual farm, we're definitely gonna have a pony. And again, the parents were excited that the children were able to still participate in a farm-like activity and not actually having to go out to the farm, because it was open, but I just wasn't comfortable with taking the children due to the pandemic. So we had breakfast on the farm. Now, a lot of parents on my wait list sign up because of these events. And when I switched to virtual, I didn't even think that my waiting list could grow as much as it did. And I was getting messages from new parents like, I want my child to go to the farm too, or I want my child to, participate in the firehouse trip. How can I do that? Because that's what I post on my flyers when I market. I market fun and I market the events that I'm having. So like I said, I don't market open spaces. I just market that we have space for your child to join us on the farm. So, it's just really a play on words when you're marketing and trying to reach your ideal clientele. Because my ideal clientele is parents who want to give their children an experience. So I get a lot of parents that are happy to have their children participate in these activities. Again, so this is just some of the scholars. This is the beginning when I was creating the farm. And I found a farm gate, I found a farm backdrop, I got the grass, because I really wanted to make it a real life experience for the children. And we had so much fun. And I know sometimes being a provider, it can be very challenging, but when you think about the events that you have in your program and how the children are gonna light up, they're gonna be so excited and happy, it will definitely help you bring back some fun into your program as well. So these are some of the kids. So as you can see, this was the ponies that I found. So the kids they were inflatable, but they were able to pretend, dramatic play as if they were riding on the pony. So it was like they got the experience on the farm as well. And each child also received a certificate. So the parents really like this because I asked the parents to, on one day, all the children dressed up like a farmer. So I asked the parents to participate. And when they do participate, I do give them a certificate. This is another event. I don't know about you guys, but my children absolutely love dinosaurs. They have asked me to find a dinosaur museum, to find some sort of dinosaur trip. And we were looking forward to going somewhere, but due to COVID, we couldn't go. So as the entrepreneur, as a childcare provider that I am, I decided to not let COVID stop and that I was going to continue to market my program and boost my parent participation. So I asked all my parents to create dinosaur shoes. And when I tell you that my parents did an amazing job, it was absolutely amazing just to see the creativity. Everyone was excited. The children, oh my goodness, they did not want to take the shoes off. We had so much fun. And the children, they also learned how to identify different dinosaurs. So it was really a great experience for them. And the parents liked being able to go on social media via Instagram or Facebook and just see the activities that their child was able to participate in. And they were also liking and sharing, which helped boost my waiting list because they were helping me market my program by boosting and sharing the fun time that their child had in my program. So when we think about marketing, especially in the pandemic, what we want to do is we want to pivot. We want to think outside of the box and we want to think, how can I get my parents involved? I know parents have a lot going on. They are also adjusting. The children are adjusting to things in the pandemic. But I'm telling you, when you give them a reason to smile, especially if they had a hard day and they can just log on to Facebook or Instagram and is able to see their child having so much fun, I know that definitely warms a lot of my parents' hearts. Again, these are some of the scholars. So I told them that we were going to do a dinosaur room, and this was their reaction after they seen it. So they are so excited, and it really set the bar high because now every week they're like, Miss Lashanda, what are we doing this week? Or what are we doing next week? So it's just so excited to see their reaction, see the parents' reaction, and to see how much the parents participate, because all the shoes that you see here were created by my parents. And this is a small room that I redecorated, guys. So again, it's just thinking outside of the box. And when I did market this to parents that I want to join my waiting list, again, I just told them, you know, we're given an experience and we definitely want your scholar to get the experience as well. And a lot of people signed up. Again, so this, everyone got a certificate. This is one of the flyers that I use that when I was marketing. And then this is one of the scholars using an interactive learning binder, which I create and sell as well. We were just going over the different dinosaurs. And something else that I did to help pivot, I know a lot of us do graduation ceremonies, and I really felt crushed when the pandemic hit, because it is something that we plan all year for. The parents are so excited. You know, it's an emotional time because children are leaving me. They are graduating my program. A lot of them I've had since babies. So, you know, graduations is always an emotional moment for the parents, for the staff, because, you know, we know that the child may be graduating, or in my program, sometimes they are moving up to the next level. So what I did for class of 2020 was plan a quarantine graduation. Now, I had already had a theme picked out. I had purchased items already because it was pre-planned. So I had no idea that we would be in quarantine during the kids' graduation. But like always, I didn't want to strip that away from them, because these are annual trips and events that we host all the time. So I just had to think of what is a way that we can do it safely, and what is a way that we can, you know, get our parents still to participate, because my parents participate all throughout the year, and I am just so thankful for all of them to participate. So I decided to slash my theme that I had for graduation, and I decided to do a quarantine graduation, because I know years from now, it's something that I want to look back on and I want to see that I overcame. So make sure that we still keep fun in our programs, that we still keep our parents actively involved, we still keep the children happy and excited, because I wanted to just bring a little piece of normalcy to the children's lives, because I know when they first came back after I closed for 2 weeks, they were like, why are you wearing a mask? You know, it was really hard for them to adjust to not being able to have that hugs and those loves as much as possible. We had on gloves, we had on face masks, we had on shields. So it was a lot of adjusting for the parents, for the children, and the staff, because the parents don't come into my program anymore. They are only outside. So that's why I decided to increase my virtual events so that my parents can still feel like they were participating with us. So this was one of the flyers created for the graduation. So we had a virtual ceremony, and then we had a drive-by parade. So the actual graduation did take place on Zoom. That was my first ever Zoom graduation. And it was just really, really nice for the kids to see everyone's parents. Everyone was clapping and cheering them on. So it definitely kind of felt normal, like our traditional graduation, just a little different. And then I wanted to keep the in-person part. So that's why we did the drive-by parade, which I'm going to show you what that looked like. So here is one of our scholars who moved up. Here is another one of our scholars here. So each parent was responsible for decorating their child's graduation hat. And again, my parents did not come to play. They did an amazing job decorating all of the scholars' caps. And they were excited to, go on social media and see what the other parents did as well. So everyone was really excited and happy to participate. And I just want to show you guys, so we still gave a program. So normally at the graduation, I give a program, but this year, 2020, when I did it, it was a program just for them to take home. So like I said, I still wanted to give them that experience. So this is what the program looked like. And you can see some of our scholars were here, and it was a quarantine program. And then here was some gifts and snacks that we had for the parents. So each parent was able to get a quarantine themed gift bag. They was able to pick up their program. We also had some quarantine themed cookies, and we had hand sanitizer. There you'll see some food. We had food to go. We had the diplomas. So everything was set up to be so the parents can come, take, and go. So the parents, of course, they wore masks. The children wore masks. I wore masks. And each parent was given a 15-minute slot. So that way they can come, take their pictures, pick up their children's items, and then leave. And then the next family would come. So we were still keeping social distancing. And guys, when I tell you that this graduation ceremony definitely boosted my waiting list and also my enrollment. So I did have families enroll for 2021 to 2022. My neighbors actually saw the graduation and was like, they came over and was like, I just saw what you did and it was amazing. And instantly they wanted to sign up their child. And I got an enrollment on that day. So when I tell you guys to keep marketing your program, no matter the pandemic, no matter COVID, to keep doing what you do, keep keeping your parents happy, keep keeping the kids engaged, you're definitely gonna see success. This is one of the parents, as you can see. So each child had different family members come by. Some kids had 3, 4, 5 cars of family support that came and they drove by. Some people played music, they had balloons, they had signs, and the child was able to see their family supporting them, and that was absolutely amazing. So this is me and one of the scholars. Yeah. And each child had different cars come with different signs, and the kids were just so excited to see that their family was supporting them. And it was really a very memorable moment because we were in the pandemic, but the parents were so excited that their kids still got to graduate, still got to move up, and they were still able to participate. And they created all of their own signs, guys. So the participation is literally at 100%. And I'm so excited and grateful for that. And this is one of the scholars' signs that her mom had got decorated for her car. And a lot of these theme days and events you guys can find. I do have an ebook that I created. And the reason why I created the ebook was so that when the pandemic hit, I knew that I needed to increase the amount of activities that I did in my program, so that way I can keep my parents actively involved. I can continue to market so that new families would want to enroll in my program and join my waiting list, because I did say I am full. So this ebook that I created, it will help you step by step. So for example, it goes every month. So for example, September, it will have a list of 10 theme days and events you can use. October, it'll have a list of 10. November, it'll have a list of 10. So that way you will know what you are marketing. And I use this to market my program. So for example, if I have 10 theme days, events, and activities, I will market those events and activities. And that's how I gain my enrollment and gain people to join on my waiting list. So again, I don't use, I don't say open slots. I just market the fun that the kids are having in my program, or the success stories that the kids have from learning, or the milestones that they create. So if one of my infants starts walking or starts talking or is able to identify any body parts, those are things that I use to market in my program, so that other families can see that, hey, the children are learning in this program, the children are having fun in this program, and they want to give their child that experience too. So I definitely want to share with you guys to make sure that you encourage your parents to participate, because I know I see a decrease in behaviors, or I just see that the relationship with the child is so much stronger when the daycare provider and the parent has a great relationship, or when they see that, you know, me and their mom or me and their dad is on one accord. I definitely see that it helps the child thrive, because they feel like they have a loving environment. They have people supporting them on the daycare side. They have people supporting them as far as their mom and dad. And my kids will be like, oh, I'm so excited. Like, what are we doing next week? Okay, I'm going to tell my mom to help me, or I'm going to tell my dad to help me. So it really brings joy to my heart when I know that they are excited. They keep me on my toes with being creative and coming up with all these ideas, because like I said, they are always looking forward to the next big thing. They're like, where is the next big thing? So I wanted to share that with you guys. And there is another thing that I want to share with you guys as well. Hold on. All right, so I know a lot of you are probably wondering, well, how do I get my parents so actively involved? Maybe you have tried before, and I just want to tell you about what I call the calendar system. So I know that a lot of daycares use newsletters to communicate with their parents, to let them know about upcoming events and activities, but I use the calendar system. Now, the calendar system is something that I have been using for years. This is my new updated version. I'll show you guys what my older calendars used to look like. But I love the new updated version. Let's just say that. My old one, it got the job done. So the way how I make sure that I'm communicating with my parents is using the calendar system. So I basically train my parents on the calendar system. So you see how February is coming up. I will give my parents this calendar, and on each day, it will remind them of if we're having an activity, if there's an event, if they need to wear a uniform, if there's any message that I need to tell them, I will put it on this calendar, and then I give it to my parents. So that way they already know for the whole month of February what to expect. So for example, if there is a Valentine's dance and I would like for them to wear red or pink, I make sure to add that on this calendar. And when I give it to my parents, they're able to plan in advance to get the red and pink so that their child can wear. They're able to, if I ask them to create anything, it gives them time so that way that they can plan out what to do. So they know every day what to expect from me in my program. So this is the February one, and it is a PDF downloadable. So you can download it and you can include your own events and activities for your childcare program, and you can put your logo here. And this is the March one. So again, you would input your logo here and you would just let your parents know each day the different activities and events that you have going on. So that way they can participate and you do give them enough time to create any items you want them to create. So this is my calendar system. So this is March, and I do sell these as well, and you would get it for the whole year. So each month has cute little different themes. But I'll show you guys how I started. Let me show you how I started. So hold on, I'll share that screen with you as well. Hold on.
People are loving the calendar, Lashanda.
Oh, thank you guys. Well, let me show you, because you know that saying, started from the bottom, now I'm here. Okay. Where'd you guys go? Okay, there you go. Right. So I have been using the calendar system. I can share the link with you guys if you guys would like to purchase it. I use the calendar system and the ebook. So I use it hand in hand, or you can use your own events and activities. And each month, like I said, there are different designs. So let's say, for example, February is March, because it's already almost March is coming up. You can give it to your parents 2 weeks before, a week before, so that way they know for the whole month of March exactly exactly what you expect from them. So for example, Dr. Seuss is a big week for me, and I know it's probably a big week for a lot of daycares, but let's say, for example, if you wanted them to dress like Cat in the Hat, you take your March calendar, you put March 7th or March 8th, you put dress like Cat in the Hat, and you just put like a little image in the box, so that way they know and they'll be reminded, okay, on March 8th, I have to dress like Cat in the Hat. And that way you give them enough time, so that way they can plan for it. So let me show y'all what my old calendars used to look like. So this is an old calendar of mine. See, so I'm so glad I leveled up, guys. I'm so happy. I would just normally, I would include different pictures of what was going on. I had moved to a new location in February. I had expanded, so that's why you see the grand opening on there. But I have been in business for since 2009. And I used to put, if there was a child's birthday, I put a child's birthday. If we had parent night out, I had parent night out. If I wanted them to wear a uniform, I told them about uniform, Chinese New Year, field trips, birthdays, gym day. So basically this was their little reminder. So they can post it on their fridge. They can print it out, they can leave it on their computer, they can reference it when they wanted to know what was going on in the daycare. So this was my old calendar that I used to use. And I'll show you guys the January one that I did. Hold on one second. So my parents are trained on the calendar system. So I don't use newsletters, but I do use the calendars, and the calendars has helped me and my parents stay in communication. So if something is going on January 5th, if I forgot or my parents forgot, I just take a quick look at the calendar and I say, okay, we're not doing anything today. It's just a regular day. Or if I want them to bring in change of clothes, I tell them to bring in change of clothes. If I want them to bring in a cot sheet, to bring in Pampers, diapers, I don't know, you name it. I use the calendar system as a way of us communicating. And I also let the parents suggest. So sometimes I'll ask them, or I'll take a vote. If you want to what events would you like to see us do? What trips would you like to see us do? So that way I get my parents involved as far as giving me feedback or ideas as to what they want to see for their kids. So I'm trying to show you guys my January calendar. It's taking a little long to load, but hold on, I'll get it for you guys. Hold on. But ever since I started using the calendar system, and now this calendar system, this thing goes way back to when I first started. I've just gotten better over the time, and my parents look forward to it. Like, they always text me, "Hey, is the calendar ready?" They love to just post them on their fridge. I don't know what they do with them. They some of them screenshot it and save it in their phone, so they know if there's an event. It'll say Monday, join us live via Instagram or Facebook at 12 p.m. Invite invite family and friends, so that way they can, see us. Okay. All right, hold on, guys. Let's see. All right, I don't know why it's not loading. All right, it's not loading. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll take you guys back here. The February one, and this is the March one. And like I said, I have them for each month, and they are each month they have a different theme. So you'll get it for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. You'll get it for the whole year. And then you just, like I said, if you're closed one day, you put that here, you post your little image here, and you let the parents know. So I hope that this was helpful to you guys. I hope that this helps spark some new ideas. I hope this helped boost your creativity. I hope that you guys will think outside of the box when it comes to marketing your program. Don't just say we have an opening. Let your parents know that you are introducing them to the calendar system, so that way that you have an effective way or form of communication without having to talk to them every day. So I don't have to remind my parents, hey, we have an event December 10th, because they can just look on the calendar and they're able to see it, that we have an event coming up on December 10th. So guys, my name is Lashanda. I'm also known as the Daycare Diva. You guys can follow me via Instagram, Facebook. You guys can check my website out. I'll share that information with you as well. I do coaching calls, one-on-one coaching booster calls, masterminds, you name it. I can definitely help you with planning your calendar system, training your parents on it. I can show you how to use any space that you have to create a fire room, a dinosaur room, you name it. I can show you how to get creative. And it's daycaredivaconsultant.com. So thank you guys, and thank you, Dani. If you guys have any questions, I am here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lashanda. All of those things that you mentioned about the field trips and taking the annual trips that you do and changing them to virtual experiences is something that I never thought about. I thought that was definitely outside of the box and creative thinking. We do have a few questions in the Q&A box, and there was some that I saw in the chat. So if you don't mind, I'll read them out for you, and you could just give us answers to anything that you have.
Yes, okay. No problem.
So, and for everybody watching and listening, if you do have questions, please go ahead and put them in the Q&A box before it's time for us to go. Deidre wants to know, is there an app for the calendar?
No, there is no app for the calendar. I can send you the link to purchase it, but there is no app for the calendar. These I created myself.
Okay. Jasmine said she purchased the ebook and the calendar, but they're not downloading. I would assume that she should email you about that.
Yes. Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So she can email Daycare Diva Consultant at Gmail, and
Okay.
I'll check it out for her.
Okay. Caprice, again, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, wants to know, do you have a website for your center or do you only use social media?
I do have a website for my daycare. I don't have a center base. I am home based. So everything that you guys saw, the graduation took place in my home, in front of my house. The fire room was created in my house. I am a group family daycare. Yes, I do have a website. It's Marcy Precious Little Ones Daycare.com.
Okay, so that kind of answers Brittany's question because she's asking how can these activities be adapted for a home daycare? But you are a home daycare, so
Girl, I am a home-based daycare. Everything that you guys saw was done in my home.
yeah,
The
it's
daycare is
possible.
on the daycare is on Instagram. It's Marcy Precious. It's long. Marcy Precious Little Ones Daycare. Or you guys can follow me on Instagram at the Daycare Diva, and I have the link to the daycare's page, and you guys can see how I transform my home into those virtual field trips.
Great. Veda wants to know if you have any tips on how you would do some of these activities in a smaller center. Do you think it might be different if you were center-based?
No, so I have helped some of my clients create these same virtual experiences in a center, and actually, I love to do that because if you give me some more space, oh, y'all in trouble. So no, it doesn't matter the space or the size. You can still get the same outcome. You may not be able to have as much items, but no, it doesn't matter the space or the size. You can still, I can still help you create. A virtual experience for your parents as well.
Okay, and we have a few people asking about how to purchase the ebook and the calendar. Is there a link that I can share along with this recording, or do they have to email you?
No, let me get the link. Hold on once.
Because I could type it in the chat box too.
Right, let me get the link. Hold on.
While you're looking for that, do you charge extra for events separate from your regular fees?
So it depends. So sometimes I do sometimes I do charge fees and sometimes I do not. So sometimes there is added fees and sometimes I just ask for donations. Sometimes I have a wish list and my parents just donate to the wish list.
Okay, got it.
Um, let me see.
We also
Can
have,
I email you the link? How do I send you the link? I just text you.
okay, yeah, texting is fine. I'll put the link for how you can purchase Lashanda's ebook and calendar in the chat box if I can type it out, and then also I will include it in the replay of this webinar. Somebody else wanted to know, well, did you order the items for your field trips?
Yes, so I did order the items. So what I do is my calendars are created a month in advance. So for example, like February, I already know all of the events that I want to have. So I already order everything that I need, or I send out a wish list to my parents. I also do that like a month in advance, and I let them know which items I need for each classroom.
Oh, nice.
So yes,
You get a lot of participation with that, with families purchasing.
yes. Yes. And I do share that on my Instagram as well. So like when parents, I will just the doorbell will ring and there will be Amazon, and then the parents will send it with like a little gift note saying thank you so much for being like a great provider or something like that. And let me tell you, the power of social media is amazing, because when I post that one parent sent the gift, my other parents be like, oh, now I gotta go send the gift too, and then everybody sends a gift. So it definitely works.
Yeah, yeah. I just posted the link in the chat for everybody that is interested in purchasing. And someone else wants to know if your events align with your curriculum, or are they separate?
Yes, so they go hand in hand. I know you saw in one of the pictures or videos that there was a workbook. So I also do create those for myself and other daycares too. And I use branded stuff. So everything will have my logo on it. Everything will have the daycare's information on it. So yes, it does go hand in hand. And the ebook, so for example, like the ebook will say September, it will have all the events that normally take place in the daycare in September. So everything is like month by month.
Oh, nice. That's good to know.
Oh, you guys have like some really great questions. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else. Where can I find this calendar format? I shared the link. What about your backdrop? I think I saw a question about your backdrop. Do you provide the vendors that you use in your ebook, like for the custom backdrop?
No, I don't have that in that ebook. That ebook is just the theme days by month. But I do have a list of my vendors that I normally give out. I don't have it in an ebook because normally my clients, they'll just book a coaching call, and then I just give it out. But I can create it in an ebook as well.
Yeah, it sounds like the next idea. Is there, before we go, is there anything else that you would like to share, Lashanda?
Um, just make sure we think outside the box and have fun, because when COVID hit, it was a stressful time. Some of us lost enrollment, some of us lost income. So just make sure that whatever it is you do, you have fun, you stay positive. I do use some of these events to create additional streams of income in my business as well. So make sure when you think outside the box, you think about how can you give your parents an experience like no other, and also create additional forms of income for yourself too.
Yeah, those are great last words. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for this webinar. I loved it. I know I got some great ideas from it, and I'm sure that everybody that attended and those that will watch the replay will as well. Thank you so much for everyone that has been here watching live with us. We appreciate you, and I hope to have you back on soon, Lashanda.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are so, I was just looking at all the comments. Oh, oh, I want to say hi. I see one of my parents is in the room.
Oh, nice.
So hi. Yeah, my parents rock, guys. Using the calendar system really helped them with participating. So if you want to get parents to participate in your program and to help you market your program, because that's what they helped me do, you definitely want to try the calendar system.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we met and connected, and I can't wait for all the different ideas and tips and suggestions that you'll bring.
Yes, me too. And I'm so like, it just was nice to meet with you, because not only did you start when you were 20, not only did you start in Queens, like that is a coincidence that doesn't really
Yeah,
happen.
right, exactly. Yes, that's, yeah, I completely agree. Thank you so much, Lashanda, and thank you again to everybody that's here, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.